"50 came faster than I thought it would. The mirror changed, the town changed, the old factory closed. The gas station got rebuilt, but this place stayed the same. Same neon sign, same scratched counter, same bartender, same corner table. Every Friday night around 8:30 I walk through that door and sit where we've always sat. People think I'm here for the beer. Truth is, the beer stopped mattering years ago. One more for the road, that's what we'd always say. One more for the road before heading home. One more for the road, like we had all the time in the world. One more for the road. You used to get here first, always 5 minutes early. Always the same booth, always that stupid jacket. Even in summer, you'd wave me over like we hadn't known each other for 30 years already. We talked about work, bills, cars, baseball, nothing important. At least that's what we thought. Funny how the things you miss the most are the things that felt ordinary. One more for the road, that's what we'd always say. One more for the road before heading home. One more for the road, like we had all the time in the world. One more for the road. The last Friday felt normal, that's the part that gets me. No music playing, no dramatic goodbye, no final speech, just two friends talking about absolutely nothing. You complained about your back, I complained about my boss. We laughed at something, I can't even remember what. Then we stood up, paid the tab, walked outside and said, "See you next Friday." That's it, that's all. See you next Friday. You never made it. The phone rang Tuesday morning, and suddenly there were no more Fridays for a while. I stopped coming here, couldn't do it. The chair across from me looked too empty, the room sounded wrong. The silence was louder than the people. Then one Friday I came back, ordered 2 beers by accident, sat there staring at them for almost an hour. One more for the road, that's what we'd always say. One more for the road before heading home. One more for the road, like we had all the time in the world. One more for the road. Now the bartender knows, he doesn't ask questions, just gives me a nod, brings my drink, leaves me alone. Sometimes that's friendship too, knowing when not to talk. Around 9 o'clock the crowd changes, young people come in, laughing too loud, making plans, thinking they're early, thinking life is long. I watch them and I smile, because we were them once, and one day they'll be me, looking across an empty seat, wondering how the years disappeared. One more for the road, that's what we'd always say. One more for the road before heading home. One more for the road, like we had all the time in the world. One more for the road. I still tell stories about you to people who never met you. I still hear your jokes when things get quiet. I still expect the door to open. Some part of me always will. Maybe that's grief, maybe that's friendship, maybe they're the same thing. The clock says 10:30, I finish my beer, stand up slowly, put on my coat, Look at your side of the table like I always do. Then I head for the door, but before I leave I tap the empty chair twice, the same way I used to tap your shoulder. And under my breath, like a promise, like a prayer, like a habit that refuses to die, I say it one more time. One more for the road, 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 my old friend. One more for the road, my old friend. Dad bought that old fridge sometime in the 80s. Still humming, still shaking, still somehow working. In the corner of the garage, right beside the workbench. Every Friday night, 4 bottles, always 4. 3 sons, 1 father. Nobody ever counted, nobody ever talked about it. It was just the way things were. The empty 4th bottle, always sitting there. The empty 4th bottle, like it belonged. The empty 4th bottle, nobody touched it first, nobody had to ask. The empty 4th bottle. We talked about trucks, roof repairs, football games, broken lawnmowers, neighborhood gossip, the weather, nothing important, at least that's what we thought. The garage wasn't much, concrete floor, oil stains, a radio that barely worked, 1 flickering light and 4 bottles. Somehow that was enough. The empty 4th bottle, always sitting there. The empty 4th bottle, like it belonged. The empty 4th bottle, nobody touched it first, nobody had to ask. The empty 4th bottle. Then one winter, everything changed. The phone rang, the hospital called, and suddenly Friday nights became memories. The garage stayed, the workbench stayed, the old fridge stayed. But Dad didn't. The first Friday after, none of us wanted to come. My older brother almost didn't. My younger brother sat in his truck for 20 minutes before walking inside. Nobody knew what to do, nobody knew where to stand, nobody knew how to start. Then my brother opened the fridge, pulled out 4 bottles and set them down exactly where they always went, not 3, 4. Nobody said a word. The empty 4th bottle, still sitting there. The empty 4th bottle, in Dad's old place. The empty 4th bottle, nobody reached for it, nobody needed to explain. The empty 4th bottle. We drank ours slowly, the room felt bigger somehow. The silence felt heavier, every joke felt unfinished, every story had a missing voice, every laugh ended too soon. At one point, my younger brother started telling a story about Dad teaching him to drive. Halfway through, he stopped talking, looked at the bottle, and looked the way we all did. Funny thing is, the bottle never made us sad, not exactly. It did something else. It reminded us. The empty 4th bottle, still sitting there. The empty 4th bottle, in Dad's old place. The empty 4th bottle, nobody reached for it, nobody needed to explain. The empty 4th bottle. Years passed, Friday kept showing up like it always does. Hair turned gray, kids grew up, Jobs changed, houses changed, the world changed, but Friday night stayed, and so did that bottle. Visitors notice sometimes. Friends ask questions, why four when there's only three of you? We usually smile, change the subject, let them wonder. Some things don't need explaining. Some things belong to family. Some things belong to memory. The empty fourth bottle, still sitting there. The empty fourth bottle, like he never left. The empty fourth bottle, holding a place for someone. The empty fourth bottle. And when we're gone someday, maybe our kids will sit here. Maybe they'll keep the tradition. Maybe they'll put 5 bottles down and leave one unopened for whoever should still be here. The empty fourth bottle, still sitting there. The empty fourth bottle in the corner of the garage. The fourth bottle, quiet as a memory. The empty fourth bottle. Can't sleep again. There's nothing new. The house gets quieter around 11:30. By midnight, it's just the refrigerator humming and the sound of my own thoughts. I walk into the kitchen, bare feet on cold tile. Open the fridge, same way I always do. And there it is on the top shelf, still cold, still waiting. Cold before midnight, just like it used to be. Cold before midnight, back when you were here. Cold before midnight, one bottle left behind. Cold before midnight, we used to share it every Friday. Not because we couldn't afford to, not because it was special, just because it became our thing. Dinner first, dishes later, 1 beer, 2 glasses, 1 conversation. Sometimes we talk for hours, sometimes barely at all. Neither one felt wasted. Funny how marriage works. You spend years learning someone's favorite stories, then one day you realize silence became one of them. Cold before midnight, just like it used to be. Cold before midnight, back when you were here. Cold before midnight, 1 bottle left behind. Cold before midnight, the last one has been sitting there for months now, maybe longer. Expiration date past, dust gathering around it. Nobody touches it, not even me. Friends tell me to throw it away, move on, make room, buy fresh groceries. They're probably right, but that's not what it is. It's not beer anymore, not really. Somewhere along the way it became a photograph, a memory, a bookmark, a place where time stopped. The strange thing is, I don't even miss the big moments, not the vacations, not the anniversaries, not the holidays. I miss things like this. The sound of you opening the cabinet, the way you'd steal the remote, the way you'd leave one sip in the glass, the way you'd say, save me some, before walking into another room. Cold before midnight, just like it used to be. Cold before midnight, back when you were here. Cold before midnight, 1 bottle left behind. Cold before midnight. Tonight I almost opened it, held it in my hand, read the label, turned it around, looked at the maybe this is the night. Maybe this is how people heal. Maybe this is how people let go. But I put it back right where it was. Same shelf, same corner, same silence. Because some things aren't waiting to be finished, they're waiting to be remembered. And maybe that's enough. The clock says 12:18. The kitchen light feels too bright. The house feels too large. I closed the fridge, then opened it again, just to make sure it's still there. Funny habit, like checking an old voicemail you already know by heart. Cold before midnight, just like it used to be. Cold before midnight, back when you were here. Cold before midnight, one bottle left behind. Cold before midnight, maybe someday someone else will clean this house, throw it away. Never know the story, never know why it stayed. Never know why a grown man could stare at a bottle for 10 minutes without moving. But I know, and that's enough. Because love doesn't disappear, it changes shape. Sometimes it's a photograph, sometimes it's a chair, sometimes it's a sweater, and sometimes it's a beer nobody drinks, waiting quietly on the top shelf. Cold before midnight, cold before midnight, just like it used to be. Cold before midnight, back when you were here. Cold before midnight, back when you were here. Cold before midnight, one bottle left behind. Cold before midnight, and tonight, like every other night, it stays exactly where you left it.